Hey guys, so I have a disclaimer. I have some hormonal acne that's going on, so we're just gonna pretend like it's not there, okay? No, I'm just kidding. But for real, like, I do have it going on, and it's annoying, and there's nothing I can do about it because that's just part of life. So just wanted to say that. I'm very excited to dupe this palette and show you guys. When I got this in my BoxyCharm, I was super excited. Number one, I wanted to try this brand because I think Beauty Bakerie is a wonderful indie brand that is actually sold in Ulta. And I think that it's something that a lot of people need to try out for themselves. So I was really excited to try out their eyeshadow formula. So when I got this palette in my BoxyCharm this month, I was so excited. And so when I was creating my look, I was even more excited because it's the shadows that I love to use. These tones, these cooler tones, are me. I am them. They are me. And they are just perfect. So when I was going to recreate my look and just do like a recreation of it, I thought, why not just try to dupe the whole palette? So that's what I've done, is duping the whole palette for you. So these are Mary Kay shadows, and these are my dupes. So I'll hold this up side by side so you can kind of compare. Of course, Beauty Bakerie is bigger. And I'll insert swatches also. I did do swatches, but I wanted to show you just side by side what they look like. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my swatches right now. Okay guys, here's your swatches. On the top is the Beauty Bakerie palette from left to right. Yawning, Forehead Kisses, Pajamas, French Doors, Boo in a View, Messy Hair, Fresh Face, Cuddle Cakes, and Lazy Baby. On the bottom is the Mary Kay shadows from left to right. Soft Heather, Toffee, Sunlit Rose, Smokey Quartz, Shadow, Dusty Rose, Golden Mauve, Hummingbird, and Frozen Iris. The Toffee shade from Mary Kay is limited edition, so I wanted to give you another option, which would be Blossom, which is in the regular line. It's not exact, but you can still do it. This shade here, I feel like it's pretty good. However, I wanted to give you this as an option too. This is the Rose Gold shade from Mary Kay, so that could also be subbed in here. Then this Hummingbird shade from Mary Kay is limited edition. It is no longer available. So to sub in, I would say Golden Mauve would be the closest to this shade. On this one, it's a matte shade, and the shade underneath it is a sheen. So to give you just another option, I wanted to show you the Sweet Plum shade. It still is a sheen shade, but it doesn't show up as a sheen as much. So just wanted to give you those options. But these are the ones that I feel are closest. So you saw my swatches, and these 3 shades that I just put in here are my alternate shades. They're the ones that you could use instead of the Toffee shade. You could use Blossom. Instead of Golden Mauve, you could use Rose Gold. Instead of the Frozen Iris, you could use Sweet Plum. So those are just another option for you. I'll hold this up. You can kind of compare, contrast. But again, covering that up, these are the ones I think are most like the Beauty Bakerie ones. I'm not saying anything is a shade for shade dupe. I'm just trying to get as close to this palette as possible. So I'm not saying anything is exact. I know there are differences. I'm not saying that there aren't. I just wanted to show you just how well these shadows will perform and how similar of a look we can create with these shadows. So that was the point. So I have all my Mary Kay brushes that are super, super clean, and we're going to get them dirty. I'm going to take my Mary Kay. See, I've not done a Mary Kay video in so long. I'm so excited about this because I love Mary Kay. I'm going to take my Mary Kay All Over eyeshadow, and on this side here, I'm going to do Mary Kay, and on this side, I'm going to do the Beauty Bakerie. So I'm going to do something as similar as possible to what I did before, but I'm definitely going to use the same shades. So I'm just going to set my eye primer with this one. It's so close to my skin tone, you probably couldn't really see it in my swatch. I am going to be using the same brushes for both, and I will be cleaning them in between. I'm not using the brush cleaner that I have because It messed up my shadows the last time I used it. So what I'm going to do is just clean off my brushes in between with a clean washcloth. So I wiped it clean with a washcloth and it's clean. I'm going into Toffee from Mary Kay. Again, limited edition shade. That's why I gave you an alternative. In case you're wondering, I did use my Mary Kay eye primer. So that's what I just set down. So first difference, this Toffee shade is a lot more pigmented than the Forehead Kisses. That's just my first initial reaction. So I'm going to dip back into Forehead Kisses. Not that I need to build it up. I'm just going to see what it would look like if I did. So it's just difference in tone. So that's why this one is showing up. You can see it more, it's more pigmented, and this one you just don't see as much. In person, they look much more similar than they do on camera. On camera, it looks like I've got something here and I don't have anything on this one. I just think that the Forehead Kisses is much more close to my actual skin tone. So that's what I think about that. So I think in the last look, I took this Messy Hair shade, and that's what I'm going to do in this one. I'm going to use my Mary Kay eye blender. This is the mini eye brush set that they have for the holidays. So that's what I'm using. Tap my brush. So I cleaned my brush off. It is stained a little bit, but I promise it's clean. The shade I'm dipping into on the Mary Kay side is Dusty Rose. One thing I will note, there is a difference in tone. This one's a bit deeper than this one. And I'm not here to down one shadow over the other and say that Mary Kay's better than this one, or the Beauty Bakerie kicks Mary Kay's butt. I'm not here to say that. I am going to tell you the truth, though. The Mary Kay shadow was easier to blend out. It just was, period. I didn't have to spend as much time blending this one out. And that could be that the Mary Kay eye primer works really well with the Mary Kay shadows. It was formulated to do so. It could be a lot of different things. I use the exact same brush, and I feel like the exact same amount of product. So, you know, I'm just letting you know the facts. I do think I will blend this just a little bit more. Do you see how blended this one looks though? Like I barely had to do anything on that side, and I'm not just saying that. I'm going to take the eyeshadow brush, which is the mini, from the mini set as well. I'm going to go into the shade Yawning from Breakfast in Bed from Beauty Bakerie. And I'm going to put this in like the outer part of the crease. That's where I'm focusing most of it. Once I get most of it off my brush, then I start blending through the rest. I know that I have talked about this on my channel before, and I don't remember exactly when I talked about it, but I have this like little eye thing that comes up from time to time, and I honestly think it's allergies. I'm lightly pressing on my shadow, by the way. I'm not trying to mess it up, but it's like a little lump, for lack of a better term. Can you see it? It looks a little bit more visible now. And I've mentioned it to my eye doctor, and I have a condition that I thought it was related to before, thinking it was just allergies. And so I mentioned to him that I thought it was related to that condition. I have a condition called pseudotumor. It's not an actual tumor. I have excess fluid that gathers on my brain and acts like a tumor. So please, nobody freak out. I don't have a tumor. It just acts like a tumor. Pseudo means false. So, I mentioned to him that I thought that could be, you know, maybe some pressure pressing on that and causing that. And I asked him if he thought that is what it could be. And I forget his exact words, but he said, you know, that's not related to that, don't you? And I was like, oh, I just assumed that it was. And so he never really explained it to me what it was, because we got off onto something else. So I don't think that he intentionally didn't explain it to me. I'm going to take this shadow here called Soft Heather for this Mary Kay side. I did clean the brush. It is a little bit stained. We talked about that, and you know, he's like, I don't think, you know that's not related, don't you? But he never went into detail about it, and we got to talking about something else, so I forgot all about it, to, you know, press him for more information. And so I said to my neurologist, you know, I have this that's on my eye, and you know, what do you think it's related to the pseudotumor? And he, again, says, I don't think it's related to the pseudotumor. But then he tells me if I ever experience loss in vision, that I need to go to the emergency room as soon as possible, which, of course. But that's something that can happen with the pseudotumor. So, long story short, my pseudotumor is in remission right now. It's not active, so that's a good thing. That's some testing I had done, so that's a very good thing. But it can always reoccur because that fluid can always gather up there. I'm looking at both of these. This looks way more blended to me than this one. I like these colors together better, but this looks so much more blended than this side. So he never went into detail about what this was either. So have any of you ever had this happen? And do any of you have any ideas what this could be? Because I cleaned my brush. Because I am just at a loss. I really don't know what it is. And sometimes it can be painful. I'm not going to lie. It's not like super painful to where I can't stand it. But it can be painful. So, I just would like to know what it is. I would like to know if it's going to affect my vision. I'm taking some of Messy Hair, that first shade, just to blend. I'd like to know, you know, if it's going to affect my vision at all. And if there's anything that can be done to it. So I need to go back to see my neurologist because of the increase in migraines. However, I'm telling you guys way more than you probably ever wanted to know about me. And I do apologize. I just basically want to know if anybody's ever had this, and if while experiencing it, you know what it is, and if there's a treatment for it, basically. While I was blending right here, it got a little bit patchy, so that's what I'm trying to just, I guess I should leave it alone. I think it's just a difference in tones. This does look blended in person. This just looks better to me. I'll just be honest, it does. I'm going to take this first brush we used and take that first shade, Forehead Kisses, and just blend along the edges. But what I was going to say is I do need to see my neurologist because we have had I have had the increase in migraines. However, I think my doctor, my primary care physician, and I kind of inadvertently stumbled upon the reason for that. So I don't know for sure that we did, but I'm hoping that we did, and I'm hoping that what I'm trying right now helps that. So I'm trying to give that a little bit of time to see if there's any improvement before I do go see my neurologist. I do have to see him anyway in February. So he's about a little over an hour away from me, and if I can not go to him, I will. Blending the edges of that really helped, I think. What do you guys think? So I think then, after swatching these colors, I forget exactly what I used. I'm going to take just a little bit of this shade here, Lazy Baby, and I'm going to put it in the outer corner. And I'm going to take that brush that I was just using, I'll wipe it off. Just to put that in the outer corner a little bit. So I rambled just now to just ask about that in my outer corner of my eye. That little bump, I guess, for lack of a better word. Does anybody know what it is? What causes it? Of course I'm going to ask my doctor about it. I forgot to ask my primary care physician. I'm pretty sure it's allergy related because anytime my allergies are flared up, it gets bigger. So obviously, I wipe my brush off. I'm just doing forehead kisses again just to make sure that this stays blended, which I could just do at the end, but I like to be extra about it. Okay. Now this is going to differ just a bit because these shades are not identical. I'm going to take this shade here, which is Frozen Iris. Okay, I'm going to take this shade Pajamas from the Beauty Bakerie palette, which is such a unique shade, by the way. It was very hard to dupe this shade, and I didn't get an exact dupe for it, that's for sure. I'm sorry for rambling. I said that before, but I am sorry. I didn't mean to ramble about myself. I'm also, I forgot to tell you, I'm using the eye crease brush to pack this color on. And in the Mary Kay, this is going to vary as well. This is the Sunlit Rose shade. I have a cheat sheet over here because the names of these are on the back, and I know the names, but then I get to talking and I get them mixed up. So I have a cheat sheet that helps me so that I don't totally mess it up. See, this is not the same. So I'm going to take just a little bit of this Hummingbird shade. I know you're like, what? And I'm going to blend those two together. And there's a duochrome shift in this that's not picking up. I was hoping it would pick up a little bit. There's almost like a, not a red, but more of like a pomegranate kind of shift to it that will pick up. That I was hoping it would pick up anyway, and it didn't. I will take just a little bit of Cuddle Cakes, yeah, and do the same to this shade, or this side. This is a very beautiful shade, and this is very, like, this was hard to dupe. And again, they're not spot on dupes. I'm not trying to say that they are. Oop. I dropped it. I'm going to take the cream color brush from Mary Kay, and I'm going to take this Fresh Face shade, This is probably my favorite shade in this palette. And once I start putting it on, I'm just going to absolutely fall in love with it all over again. See how pretty that is. These shades feel so silky smooth. And then going into Mary Kay, I'm taking Golden Mauve. Golden Mauve, I hope I said that to where you could understand what I was saying. Such a silky shade. This one definitely was more bam in your face when you put it on. So I'm just taking my blending brush. I don't have any extra product on here, and I'm just blending these edges. I am taking a little bit of that first shade, which is like the Skin Color Forehead Kisses, just to blend a little bit. Again, I wiped my brush. I'm going to blend. I have fallout on both sides. Again, I think that's because I'm heavy-handed. I'm very heavy-handed when it comes to eyeshadow. I have my makeup eraser right here, so this is just a makeup eraser with water, and I'm just gonna wipe just my face. One more thing I want to do is I'm gonna take this French Doors shade. I'm going to put this on the brow bone. Actually, I'm going to do my eyebrows first, and then I'll put this on the brow bone. So I'm just going to lay that right there. I'm going to do my face really quick. I'll let you guys watch. I'll speed it up. That must have been that little place catching the light because it looked like I had something on there and I didn't. So I'll be back. Well, you'll see me. You guys, I recorded a ending to this video, but it did not save to my phone for some reason. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through everything. I put my Mary Kay foundation primer on. I used the Mary Kay foundation. My shade is beige in 150, and I use the liquid foundation brush to do that. Then I took the Perfecting Concealer in the shade Deep Ivory, put it under my eyes and in the center of my face just to highlight, and I blended that with the liquid foundation brush as well. Then I used my Wet n Wild translucent powder to set everything. I could not find my Mary Kay translucent powder. I don't know if I've used it all and forgot or what. Then I used the Mary Kay Gilded Glow Bronzer, which is actually no longer available, but I used that to bronze with. Then I used my Mary Kay blush in Desert Rose. I also highlighted with Glazed. I used the Mary Kay Brow Definer to do my eyebrows with in the shade Brunette. And I also used the Volumizing Brow Tint in Dark Blonde. Then I used my Rosewood lipstick that I love oh so much. I lined my tight line and my waterline with the black Mary Kay eyeliner. Then I used the liquid liner, also in black, my absolute favorite liquid liner. And I finished off with the Lash Love Fanorama mascara. This is actually no longer available yet again, but I still love this mascara so much. The wand is just absolutely perfect on there. On my bottom lash line, I just kind of smudged the matte shades there. I didn't get that. Sorry, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.